remove the front wheel of my 21 MT09 SP. Should be the same process for the regular MT09 base model 21 through 23. First thing I like to do, you might not have to do it, but I like to remove this wheel speed sensor. I don't want to get snagged on anything, get tore up. So it's just a 3mm Allen. Just go ahead and pull that out. Put it somewhere you're not going to lose it. Just pull it off to the side out of the way. Then you're going to want to have a stand similar to one like this. I don't recommend the one under the forks like this. They're kind of sketchy. I'd try to get one of the triple tree ones or something better, but this works. It's what I got. It's what I'm going to use. Alright, once you're up on your stand, you can go ahead and... I went ahead and already did it already. You probably want to do it on the ground. I broke loose the axle nut and the pinch bolt. You do not want to do that with it on the stand. So I'm going to take my 6mm Allen, break loose the axle nut, which is already broken loose, but just loosen it up. Don't need to take it out. Before you take the front axle out, you're going to need to remove your brake calipers. But you're going to need a 12mm socket. I'm just going to go on each side. Each side, just remove brake caliper nut. Top and bottom, just two. The top nut holds the reflector on, so it's going to move whenever it comes on. Get that off, your reflector comes off with it. The rear one. Now you can just pull your brake caliper off. Careful not to bang into your wheel. Just kind of dangle it to the side for now. Set your bolts. Same thing on the other side. Pull it off, careful not to ding your wheel. Just let it dangle. Now that your brake caliper's off, you can take your axle out. This threads out. Alright, now the axle's out, you want to hold it, slide it out gently, set it down somewhere where it's not going to get super dirty. And you can drop the wheel down, just hold the brake caliper out of the way. Gonna roll it forward. Boom, the rear wheel's off. Alright, we got a fresh tire on. I'm going to put this wheel back on. I did mention pulling the spacers out in the first clip, but there's a spacer in each side you'll have to pull out when you take the wheel off. You just put them right back on exactly the way they came in. These are the same on each side, so it doesn't matter which way they go. Alright, get those spacers in, just roll the wheel back. I'm going to clear the calipers. Make sure they don't ding your wheels. So we just need to lift up and run the axle through. Just make sure your spacers don't fall out. Grab your 19mm. Start to feed it through. Just keep twisting until you can get some threads bit. There we go. If you had a better stand, you wouldn't have to do that. I just got a block of wood and a jack under the oil pan. Just allows the bottoms of the forks to line up so it'll thread through. Alright, I've got that axle nut bottomed out, so I'm just going to go ahead and get the brake calipers back on, one at a time. It's easy enough, you just feed them through, just careful not to knock into your wheel. Just need to get it back between the brake pads, like so. Get it back on. We'll feed them through like so. Get that lined up. Grab your reflector. Feed the bolt through that. Snug down your bolts. We're just gonna snug them, we're gonna torque everything at the end. Just a little snug, snug. We're gonna go ahead and put our wheel speed sensor back on. Three millimeter Allen. We're going to come back and tighten that up. Alright, same with the other side. Gently feed it in. The brake pads back on. If you hadn't hit the brakes, it should go right back on. There we go. Try it back on. Put the bolt in. Now just to make sure if you're still using reflectors, and most people delete these. Go ahead and run the bolt through that. Just kind of snug these bolts down. Snug. Just snug. Don't want to tighten them down just yet. We're going to torque them in the end. Alright, now that you're off your stand, we're going to go ahead and torque everything down. The front axle nut is 53 foot-pounds. So we're going to go 50, 1, 2, 3. Go ahead and torque that down. .53 foot-pounds. Front pinch bolt is 17 foot-pounds. There's 10, 17. Oops. I need the 6mm. Torque down. The front brake caliper bolts are 26 foot-pounds. So we're gonna go 20. 5 and 6. Go ahead and get those torqued down. So we're going to go. Double check the top. Sometimes they'll loosen up when you tighten the other side. We're good. Same on the other side. Check the bottom again. We're good. Last thing we got is that wheel speed sensor, 3mm. I just kind of snug this down pretty good. Don't want to go too tight, but that's probably good. All right, got the front axle nut torqued, pinch bolt torqued, brake caliper bolts torqued, wheel speed sensor snugged down. We're ready to roll.